Rapinoe. Number 5, Bridget the Bridge Sullivan.
Good evening. The CIF Athletic Association welcomes you to Notre Dame High School for today's volleyball match against Immaculate Heart. I'm Dean Osborne with Jimmy Johnson, and we will be your NDHS sports announcers for tonight's game. As you get ready to play, please remember, while the scoreboard defines the length of the game, the real final score is determined by the sportsmanship we display, because nothing beats good sportsmanship.
Thank you, Dean. As you just mentioned, I'm Jimmy Johnson, and as you can see tonight, there is a lot of pink shown tonight, and that is representing of our breast cancer awareness activities. Every year, the ND Girls Volleyball Program comes together to raise awareness and money for breast cancer research with the Side Out Foundation. Last year, our Dig Pink Night raised $6,291 program-wide. This year's goal is $10,000. You could donate through buying a t-shirt, going to the taco dinner outside the gym right now, and entering into the raffle where you could win a pair of pink bead headphones. Also, you could donate by going to ndhs.org and finding our donation area on our website. This is going to be a great game tonight, and I know the energy is all here because the crowd is packed.
And the coach for Immaculate Heart gave us a few messages. They said the Indie Girls Volleyball Program is of all the love and hard work excluded by this great community. The program is currently in the process of a transition with the entirely new and fired up coaching staff that has been working to build a more competitive and reimagined program. Despite the sudden changes over the past few months, new head coach Ben Diaz and his staff train teams full of resilience, passion, and of course, pride.
Thank you, Dean. Yeah, so far this program, each coach has been coaching for 3 years. Ben Diaz has been in this program along with Jessica Dorner, who coaches the JV volleyball team here. This program is so great. The freshman Frostoff team won in 2 sets earlier, 2 games before this, and last game we broadcasted the JV volleyball game, and they won 2-0 against Immaculate Heart as well. Tonight we have a great matchup between Immaculate Heart's Pandas and the Notre Dame Knights, as we have head coach Ben Diaz of 3 years and assistant coach Hugo Alaya and Hannah Tedrow as the assistant coaches. So far right now, the Notre Dame Knights are 16-4 and 6-0 in league. Their national rank on Max Preps is 153rd, and in state is 24th. They're on an 8-game win streak and 6-0 at home. Their losses have come to Harvard Westlake, Lone Peak, Vista Murrieta, and Sacred Heart. The head coach of Immaculate Heart Pandas, Jade, is a coach for them for 2 years and also coaches the JV volleyball team. As I mentioned before, they just lost to the Notre Dame Knights in the game before. They are both in the Sunshine League, and as Notre Dame leads the Varsity Sunshine League with 6-0 in league play, and Immaculate Heart is 0-4 in league play. Immaculate Heart hopes to win this game as they're on a 2-game win streak facing Notre Dame. Right now, Immaculate Heart's number 9 preparing to start the game with the first serve. Mo Roddick, a senior, with the serve. And a tip from Notre Dame, number 14, Harper Goldfarb, with a great play to start Notre Dame off 1-0.
Notre Dame is extremely consistent at being able to stay composed and just find the gaps in the defense so that they can execute on that.
Yeah, right now, Notre Dame just saved by Immaculate Heart, and Immaculate Heart's number 8, Maddie Barker, tried to get the ball over, but it hit the net. Notre Dame now serving again. Serve goes over. And somewhat of a diving lunge from Immaculate Heart. And the ball hits the ground as there was a little confusion as to who was getting the next pass to hit the ball over.
That was a little bit of a desperation play right there.
Yeah, that rally was extremely short. Notre Dame with another serve.
Great pancake, but wasn't able to get the ball high enough to return it, but still, good hustle right there.
Yeah, great effort by Mo Roddick as Notre Dame is now up 4-0 with the same server, number 13. Immaculate Heart sets
Great
up.
block there by Notre Dame.
Yeah, Immaculate Heart sets up for that big hit, but blocked by Denny Wilson.
As you can see, Notre Dame has a very large and just tall, very tall roster.
Ball saved by number 12 on Immaculate Heart and goes over, but number 14 on Notre Dame is not able to keep the ball in play. Now, ball goes into the Pandas' favor. Katie McGonigal serving. Ball gets hit up, and Denny Wilson with a
huge
huge spike for Denny. That is her second big play of so far of this short game. What do you think about that? I mean, we watched her before, and huge playmaker. She always gets up and hits the ball down. Now Notre Dame serving over. Immaculate Heart setting up for a huge hit, and it goes over. Good attempt, though, by Bianca Johnson.
I think the height difference with Notre Dame definitely suits them because what it does is it forces the opposing team to have to hit the ball higher or just really shoot the ball in between their hands, which is very difficult to do, especially against this Notre Dame team.
Definitely. Harper Goldfarb now has the ball and preparing to serve, but there is a little communication going on between the two net refs, and they're now giving the last point to the Immaculate Heart Pandas because I guess there was a tip-off from Notre Dame, and now Immaculate Heart gets the serve. Number 15, Justine, preparing to serve for the Pandas. Six to 2, Notre Dame up. The ball goes over. Notre Dame preparing for a big hit from Denny, and it wasn't set up right correctly. Denny just gets the ball over, and Immaculate Heart smacks the ball to Notre Dame's side, but Notre Dame not able to get it. Great attempt for a save from Sarah Waters.
That was a creative hit right there by Denny. Ball was a little bit lower than she expected, but she still was able to get it over the net and over the blockers.
Definitely. Now number 15 serving again for the Pandas. And a huge hit from number 3 on Notre Dame Knights, Arbella Urena. And it was tipped off by the Pandas, but they were not able to keep it in play. Now the Pandas trying to hit the ball and get it over, but it hit the net, wasn't quite able to keep the ball in play. 8-3 Knights. Serving for the Knights, number 3. And miscommunication once again, that seems to be a factor here. What do you think that the Pandas need to do to keep the ball in play in those kind of situations?
In play, I mean, I think the problem is height. The ball's not getting high enough to be able to keep the ball alive.
Yeah, definitely. As the ball's in play on Immaculate's side and tipped by Denny. And a fake hit and a tip for the Knights. Knights set up for a hit, and Sarah Waters with a, as you said, powerful spike. And the Pandas were not able to keep that ball corralled and keep it in play. Number 3 again for the Knights. Urena with the serve. Point goes to the Immaculate Heart. 10-4.
The jump float serve has been working really well for both teams, really getting it over the net multiple times. few times, it's just a matter of inches.
Yeah.
Whether it goes over the net or it doesn't. So
Becky Doyle now serving for the Pandas. Ball gets hit into play and setting up for Sarah Waters to hit. And a great hit by Sarah right in between two defenders on the other side of the court. That's her second big hit of the night. And she's been playing very well so far. The defenders were also confused as before. That's been a problem. That along with the ball not getting hit too high, as you mentioned. Sam Raffanello now with the serve for the Knights.
just over.
Yeah.
Just over the fence, over the net right there. Notre Dame doing a great job of just staying ahead, and getting that lead in the beginning is crucial.
Yeah, that was a
It
tough.
opens up so many doors.
Yeah, that was a tough play for the Immaculate Heart to get it. Now Immaculate Heart preparing for the tip, but blocked. Blocked twice by number 10 for the Knights, Jennifer Bolden. Amazing job by her, keeping the ball on the other side of the court and not letting the play get out of hand. Sam Raffanello now serving once again, and it is out. Great job, though, by the Knights on that little spur of points. 13-5, Knights in the lead. Now serving Bianca Johnson for the Pandas. Sarah Waters retrieves the ball, setting up Sarah Waters with the hit, and it is out.
And Jennifer Bolden, she has been out with an injury lately, and still contributing to the team in terms of keeping those bonds and the chemistry.
Yeah, definitely. Bianca Johnson serving again, and Jennifer Bolden with the tip over, but it's got saved by the Pandas. And Arbala Urena tried to get the ball over, but it didn't make it over the net. Speaking of injuries, though, you know, we have Simone out with a knee injury tonight. Key player for the Knights and is committed, so huge loss for them with that knee injury.
Well, the team, they do a really good job of when somebody comes out, being able to have players fill their spots and get it done.
Yeah, definitely.
If you have good team chemistry, what happens is everyone knows each other. They know what everyone can do well, what they need to improve on, and they're able to fill in that spot and be just as effective.
Oh, of course, of course. Now Bianca Johnson subbing out and Natalie Day coming in. Immaculate, with a huge hit, and it's in. From my eyes, it looked like it was going to go out, but the line marker says it was right on the line. Great job by Immaculate Heart. Now Jackie Torres with the serve. And oh my gosh, a huge spike once again from Jennifer Bolden. Having a great night after coming back from her injury.
For sure.
Doesn't even look like she had an injury before. Doing so great. Sarah Waters with the serve for ND.
Yeah, getting back to Jennifer, when you're like nowadays, teams are playing so many games in club and school.
Yeah,
doesn't even phase her being out.
Almost definitely. Sarah Waters with another serve after a point for ND, last one. And ND sets up for a huge hit from Arbala Urena again, and a block. Wow, by Arbala. You saw that she had that hit and then got back on the defensive side to get that block.
Plenty of blocks on Notre Dame's side so far, being where they need to be.
Yeah, that's been key to keep the ball
Another
on
block,
Immaculate's heart.
just to get it back over.
And now the ball getting thrown around, tipped around, and blocked. But finally, the point goes to Notre Dame as a hit came from the Pandas, but went out. Now 18-9, Notre Dame Knights in the lead. A float serve from Sarah Waters. Immaculate Heart prepared for that hit, but it appears they had touched the net. That's a net violation. The point goes to Notre Dame, 19-9. Yeah, the Notre Dame, I mean, they have that one injury, Simone, but they have a lot of players that are key as well, a lot of commits as well. Sarah Waters after the serve, a big save and it looks as though there's a violation.
Held the ball.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to get it out of her fingertips quick enough.
Yeah, it looked like there was a double tap from Notre Dame. It looked like there was a double tap from Notre Dame there, which gives the violation point to Immaculate Heart, 19-10. Ball saved. And a great hit from number 3, Arbla Urena. Once again, she's had 1 block and 2 huge hits.
Notre Dame having a great season this year, and the fact that they have that confidence in themselves is what's able to make them so consistent throughout the season.
Yeah, definitely. Jennifer Bolden and Sam Raffanella subbing out. And a huge hit as Denny
block.
Denny Wilson literally just came in and gets a block as soon as she did. Came in for Jennifer Bolden. 2 big girls right there getting the block and getting the job done.
Well, that's how important she is to this team.
Yeah, 2 extremely tall
She
girls.
makes those important plays that's what really gives them these wins in the end.
Yeah, right
and
there.
It's her. It's everyone. Everyone contributing.
Definitely. Right there you saw a little miscommunication as we talked about before. 22-10, Notre Dame up. And the hit comes from the Pandas, but it was blocked.
Even though that play, Immaculate Heart wasn't able to get it over, that was still an excellent job because it was a great bump, high set, which is exactly what was needed. And it was just, there were just 3 defenders there.
Now
Couldn't really do nothing about
Alacia
it.
Urena on a serving streak, 24-10. Game point for the Knights as they hope to close out this first set. Floater and a little miscommunication, but the Pandas are able to save it. And number 11, Natalie Day, hits the ball into the net, which ends the first set, 25-10 Knights on this amazing Dig Pink night. Once again, make sure to go into ndhs.org and donate to the breast cancer awareness cause from Notre Dame. Their goal is $10,000 this year. So far, we saw a little miscommunication so far. Some huge hits and great blocks from the front line of Notre Dame. How do you think that the miscommunication is corresponding with these blocks, and how do you think that Immaculate Heart could change their game plan a little bit? Because it's hard to match the height of the Notre Dame front line, and as you can see, Immaculate Heart, they're able to adapt to that and make quick adjustments, but it's hard to do that all the time. So what do you think they should be doing to constantly maneuver and get around that?
Well, I was reading up on the strategy and the mechanics of volleyball and how it's done, how you set, how you bump, how you kill, how that's all done. And it really is just a matter of inches, and sometimes sets cannot be too high. Certain players need a higher set than others, depending on the serve. Some serves might be a floater serve, might be a floater jump serve. A lot of different serves, and it's those little things, and the mechanics. We're all human; it can't always be perfect.
Right, definitely.
But I think it's just the little mistakes aren't even that bad. It's just small little things within those mistakes.
Definitely.
That's what creates it. But I think both teams, their game plans are really well. I think they're both working out fine, if you ask me.
Right. No, I totally agree. And I think that the game changer here is the individuals who are committed on Notre Dame's side. Let's look at a couple of them. Denny Wilson committed to UCSB. Harper Goldfarb committed to Berkeley. And Simone Dominique committed to Virginia. But as I mentioned before, out with a knee injury. And finally, Sarah Waters, captain, who is committed to ASU, Arizona State University.
Yeah, so Virginia, that Simone is looking into. She actually went out and she visited and she saw it, and she went to go see what it was like, talked to the staff, talked to the coaches and the players, and got to practice a little bit and see a game. And for her, that was where she wanted to be. That was where she wanted to be, and everything that program had ended up fitting her requirements, and satisfying all the needs that she was looking for in a college.
No, definitely. It's a good decision for her to go out there. It speaks a lot to her and the environment she's in. I mean, this Notre Dame family, all based off love, as you just saw, they were just singing happy birthday to just a mom in the stands. Very, very close community here, and as you've seen around, the athletic director, Coach Kevin Rooney, and Ben Diaz, the director and head varsity coach for the volleyball team, girls volleyball team here, they base a lot of their motives and their students here off of their academic ability, not only their athletic ability, and they want to show love. That's all that. That's a lot of what Coach Diaz pushes for his kids and for all the people he inspires in the whole program.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as we prepare for this second set. Notre Dame winning the first one 25-0.
Right now, I think that Notre Dame doing an excellent job of blocking and showing that vert on the court and getting as high as they can to get those blocks. I would have to say for Immaculate Heart, they're doing a good job of their killing, getting as much kills as they can get. And serves have been excellent this whole game, getting the majority of them over. And they're not getting aces, but that doesn't really, it's not relevant.
Yeah,
what matters is how
it's
what
hard to
happens
get
at the end of the
aces
play.
against this Immaculate Heart defense. Very elusive, they have their head in the game, to say the least. Very aware of what's going on. Now to start, Sarah Waters with the serve. And Immaculate Heart keeps the ball in play, but number 5, Katie McGonigal, is not able to tip the ball over as she attempted to do. Sarah Waters now with the serve. A floater right to the front middle, and once again, miscommunication, as we talked about just between that break.
Well, that was a tricky play right there by Sarah Waters. Faking out as if it was going to be a hard serve, ended up being very soft. And
yeah, definitely. And we saw there, Sarah Waters with the serve again, and the pin is not able to get the ball over. As they hit it, it hit the net.
Once again, those blocks, Notre Dame's bread and butter right now.
Definitely. Sarah Waters barely gets the ball over the net as it tips over, and now the ball is in play as a huge rally comes. Oh my gosh, a great save by Immaculate Heart as a huge hit came. And the Notre Dame Knights try to tip the ball over.
Great idea right there with the back serve.
Yeah, Notre Dame tried to tip the ball over, but it just rolled across the net, and they weren't quite able to do that. So we hope to see a lot more of that. That was great action, great rally by both teams. 3-1 Notre Dame.
Excellent save.
Yeah, balls rallied around, and Sarah Waters tries to volley the ball over, but it's just a little too far. And
spectacular hustle there. Not giving up on that play, even though it was running towards the scoreboard.
Yeah. The Pandas now serving, setting up a huge hit, and a great hit again by Arbella Urena. Huge hit. That is her third big hit of the night. She has 3 hits and 1 block.
Yeah, that was excellent right there.
Yeah, definitely. Now number 13, Urena's sister with the serve and a tip from the Pandas. Notre Dame keeping it in play, and Arbella Urena.
What a dive!
Oh my gosh.
Keeps it alive.
Great job by Sarah Waters there, keeping it alive. And now Immaculate Heart with the hit, and Notre Dame was not able to keep it in play.
Let's talk about that dive, though.
Yeah,
Let's talk about that dive. That should go on ESPN, Jimmy. That should go on. Why is not ESPN not in front of our doors right now asking to get a clip of that play?
That was a great job by Sarah Waters there. Good job for her. And Denny Wilson with the huge smack. Wow.
That's what Denny does.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she does. She gets points. She gets buckets.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And the Panda's not able to corral that in and keep it in, as there's too much power on that hit from Denny. And now Goldfarb prepares to hit it. A floater right to the Panda's left side of the court, and an attempted hit, but it swivels out.
Smart play right there by Immaculate Heart.
Point
Faking.
goes to Notre Dame, 6-3 in the second set. Goldfarb with another serve. And it looks like there was a violation. Point goes to the Pandas there.
And I think looking at what's unfolding right now, I think the Pandas, it may help them to try to do a little more of the roll shots, which they've been doing throughout this game.
Definitely, and their tips are working as well. Oh my gosh, a huge hit from Denny Wilson once again. That is her second just ginormous hit.
All right, Denny,
just
let's try to
this
keep
set.
the ball inside the building now.
And
Let's try to keep it inside the building.
And it's so hard to contain that type of power hit on that ball. Now, Bella Urena with the hit. And Notre Dame setting up for another big hit and a fake
Another
from
one.
Wilson. And Urena smacks the ball down.
Fans are catching the ball. Trip Morris in the stands just caught the ball.
Great hand-eye coordination from Trip. Now Urena, number 3, with yet another serve, 8-4 Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's on a roll right now.
Ball goes over. Little miscommunication there, but they get through it, and the Pandas hit it over.
Good look for the kill.
Goldfarb with a huge smack, but it is out.
Great positioning there by Immaculate Heart
Yeah, definitely.
in their proper defensive stance.
They had a little hiccup at the beginning of that rally, but they ended up figuring it out and getting the right hit on the ball. Now Immaculate Heart with the serve, and the ball goes up, but a volley from Notre Dame. An attempt for a huge hit from Immaculate Heart and blocked from Denny, but she hits the
Smart
net.
play by Immaculate Heart right there.
Definitely. It was
Once again, the roll shot, so crucial to their offense right now. It's been working for them numerous times on several different occasions. They've been able to cause the defense to get frazzled. I mean, that's not really a word, but like, you know what I'm saying? Where people start diving, they start running, sliding. Because of that roll shot, it just causes so much havoc on the other end.
Definitely. Now Sam Raffanello is checked in for the Knights. And another hit from number 4, Stephanie.
And there's a roll shot by Notre Dame. So I think both teams could use this to their advantage right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's huge for them right now. We saw the Pandas attempting those tips earlier, but Notre Dame caught on early and kept the ball in play there. A attempted block for Notre Dame and a fake set from Penn as she hits it over. Notre Dame has the ball now, attempting a tip, but it is saved. A great save by the Pandas, and once again Stephanie goes up for the hit, but it goes outside of the lines. Point goes to Notre Dame.
Even though the ball didn't stay in bounds, great hustle right there by the front line for the Pandas.
Definitely. Sam Raffanello with the serve, and Immaculate Heart with the huge hit. Goes by all of Notre Dame, and I guess they thought that was going out. No one really attempted to go after that.
Well, looking at the court,
on very fast.
Looking at the court, I only saw, 3 inches of open space, and that ball filled every inch of it.
Yep, definitely. Now Immaculate Heart making 2 subs as they get ready for the serve. Sarah Finello receiving the ball, and Sarah Waters not able to squeeze the ball by the Pandas defenders. 11-8 ND.
Sarah Waters, she's been here on varsity since freshman year, and she's shown that she belongs here.
And right there, it looked like the ball was gonna go to Sarah Waters for the hit, but it was a fake set from Penn, and they hit it over. But Immaculate Heart quickly got the ball back, knew what was going on, and hit the ball in. 11-9 Notre Dame.
Excellent hit by Immaculate Heart.
And great save from Notre Dame as they get the point and squeeze it by the right side of Immaculate Heart's court. Great job by both sides of the court so far.
Close game with 12-9 right now.
Definitely. Now Penn preparing for the serve. It tips the net and goes over. They've had a couple of those. Do you think they practice that a lot? Or?
Oh, that's definitely not something you practice, but because usually you want to hit it cleanly, but sometimes something like that works out to your advantage.
No, definitely, Dean, definitely. And a save from Immaculate Heart, but it barely goes over. And a little miscommunication, a little hot potato from
Doubles right there, doubles.
Notre Dame there. And the point goes to Immaculate Heart, 13-10, as Immaculate Heart is now trailing. A bullet for a serve from Immaculate Heart, and a huge hit.
What a play.
From Harper Goldfarb, and it is ricocheted off a block, and Immaculate Heart not able to keep the ball in play.
That's a kill right there.
Waters with the serve. And as we mentioned before, miscommunication. That's been key in giving the Notre Dame Knights points, play after play.
Well, just like in every sport, communication is key, and it's the difference between a great play and a horrible play. But both teams have miscommunication. It's just that sometimes it shows more than others. But
definitely. Well, it's hard. It's hard to not have a little miscommunication when you have these hard-hitting players.
For sure.
But nonetheless, there is
great spike right there by Immaculate Heart.
Immaculate Heart getting back after the ball and trying to get some momentum.
They put it in a place that was unsavable. You could not have returned that hit.
16-11 as Immaculate Heart subs out Becky Doyle. Now serving. ND preparing for a huge hit. And it's slightly tipped over. Now in play for Immaculate Heart. And it's a big block for number 3, Bella Urena once again. And the ball is tipped around for the Pandas, but not able to keep in play. So the ball and the point goes to Notre Dame. Now a set and a serve from Notre Dame. 17-11. A set across the court from Immaculate Heart, and now a big hit.
Nice block by Immaculate Heart.
Yeah.
Good return.
Yeah,
that's communication right there. That's working. That's working for
him. Definitely.
And that's
a missed set from Notre Dame there.
And as you can see, Immaculate Heart working as one unit right there, knowing what the next person is going to do, being able to set up their teammate for a great play.
Definitely. There was a huge hit, and they blocked it, and then another huge hit, and they popped that up. But that huge hit from Denny Wilson, once again, unstoppable. So much power behind that hit, and Immaculate Heart not able to return it and keep it in play.
If I took volleyball class, that would be in my textbook.
Goldfarb now with the serve, a jump serve.
The ball had a downward rotation, which could have been in, very close to it, but not quite. Still smart and skilled play, I'll have to say.
Yeah, definitely. Good eyes from the pin as they're not keeping that in play. Oh, Denny almost got in the way of that ball from Penn, and a great save from Notre Dame. A hit from Immaculate Heart is tipped around, and oh my gosh, Notre Dame with the return, and once again, Bella Urena with the huge hit, getting it over, and Immaculate Heart not able to return that ball. It's so difficult to return those, to be honest. Like, I don't know how you can.
I wouldn't get in the way. I'd actually move out the way. I'd probably just leave the gym. Like, I wouldn't even want to be anywhere near that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, especially with all of the huge recruits we've seen and talked about earlier. As I mentioned before, Notre Dame is 16-4, but 6-0 in league play. Their only losses have come from Harvard Westlake. They lost 3-0 in set. Lone Peak from Utah in a tournament game. They lost 2-1 in their sets. Vista Murrieta in a tournament game, 2-1. And finally, Sacred Heart from Kentucky. They lost 2-0.
Yeah, they don't walk into these games hoping to win. They walk in these games expecting to win.
No, most definitely.
And what happens, but that's just their mindset coming into it, which just automatically gives them an advantage unless the other team's thinking the same thing.
Especially
Immaculate Heart is.
Especially on our campus. I mean, they're 6-0 at home. And Immaculate Heart with a hit there, and it's tipped from the blockers up front from Notre Dame, and Notre Dame not able to keep the ball up.
Yeah, looking at just the stands, the support from Notre Dame is, to me, unmatched. And that's probably why they've been able to win so many games at home.
Definitely. Notre Dame now setting up for a big hit, and it is from Sarah Waters. A big hit tipped, and the ball goes to Notre Dame there. It looks like Sam Raffanello is getting ready to check in
A little confusion with the rotations.
with Tarnoff. And they do. They sub in for Denny Wilson and the other Urena sister, Alasia Urena. Now, a line ref is talking to the scoreboard people. So, in this set, we've seen a little bit of different game plan from both teams. We've seen a lot more huge setups for hits from Notre Dame, and then a lot more preparedness from Immaculate Heart and keeping the ball in play and turning those big hits from Notre Dame into points for themselves.
Yeah. I think they've done a great job of just in this set being able to return these serves, and the kills, which in my mind seem nearly impossible to return. So Jimmy, what do you think this game means to these players for Notre Dame, this Dig Pink game?
Well, as they mentioned before, they were talking about a couple breast cancer awareness, a lot of breast cancer awareness things and how to promote it, and people who are dealing with that right now, and how we got to support them. And all the moms, all the family members of this whole community today in the crowd are supporting it with their money and love and donations. Like, it's unbelievable. And as you can see, all these players are very excited for every game. But as you can see, the smile on their faces when it is spoke about and how they're supporting. Right there, you saw Tarnoff hitting the ball over right into an empty space in the court that wasn't filled. Now Sullivan getting ready to check in. Point goes to Notre Dame. It's a tip, and it goes out. Now 22-15. Notre Dame up. Penn getting ready to serve. The ball goes out just barely, raising the
Notre Dame 3 more points away from finishing off the set, and we almost caught the bounce.
The ball from Immaculate Hearts hit right to us, 23-16, as a missed serve there from the Pandas goes out.
I'm honored to touch the game ball.
Sarah Waters with the nice serve. And a huge hit! Wow! That came right from Harper Goldfarb, a commit.
Even with binoculars, you could not see that one coming.
Definitely. That
caught me off guard. That was
amazing. A Berkeley commit right there that just nailed that ball down. Now game point for the Knights. They hope to finish this set off right here. And they do. Sarah Waters finishing it off. 25-16 in the second set. Great job.
You know
amazing
what that looked like
job.
To me?
Yeah.
That looked like the movie Exodus when Moses just parted the sea and then all the Israelites just ran down the middle. Like, all the players just separated to the right and left side, and Sarah Waters just come flying down the middle.
There was so much power behind that ball. First we saw that huge hit on that play before, by Harper Goldfarb. And then Sarah Waters comes in, as you mentioned before, the third-year starter or the third-year varsity player, and just knocks that ball down to set the game down.
Well, everyone in the gym knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, definitely
Everyone
when she went up for that.
Great
play by her. Now the set count is Notre Dame 2, Immaculate Heart 0.
Yeah, and just from my experience on just being with this team, with this Notre Dame team. I do sports med, and I take the class, and so as a requirement, we need to be at some of these games and just learn from the other doctors. And I've learned from being around this team that they are very social people, and those social interactions that they make translate to their performances on the court. And they support each other with chants. They are constantly talking to each other on the bench, off the bench, on the court, off the court. And I think that builds, to me, the best chemistry that any team I've ever seen have. Like, I don't think that you could build a better team spirit than what this team has right now.
Oh, definitely, and we talked about that before, and with Coach Kevin Rooney's, all of the things he was saying, and Ben Diaz, all the things he was saying as well. We have a word from the athletic department from Immaculate Heart. They have the same message. Immaculate Heart believes that participation on an athletic team is vital part of the education of a young woman. Being a member of a team provides students with valuable leadership skills, moral and social development, strong sportsmanship ideals, and athletic skills. Students also learn about proper nutrition, physical fitness, hygiene as essentials to health and well-being. Those are great words we received from Immaculate Heart and their athletic department, as they want the best for their students as well. Great school as we prepare for this third set. This game is crucial for Immaculate Heart, hoping to get their first win in the Sunshine League. As of right now, there are 5-10-1 and 0-4 in league game. They are on a 2-game win streak, doing very well right now, trying to beat the 16-4 Notre Dame Knights, who are on an 8-game win streak and 6-0 in league.
Jimmy, what do you think Immaculate Heart needs to bring in this last set? And what do you think they need to do that they've been doing throughout this game in order to win this set?
Well, as we talked about before, they're taking these huge hits that Notre Dame is giving them and turning them into opportunities with the offense already being mixed up with these big hits from Notre Dame. They're kind of jumbled on the defensive side then, and Immaculate Heart's quickly turning the ball around and tipping it over to get the points. And that's where a lot of the points are coming from. So I think that that's a huge factor for them. Getting those potential turnovers and potential losses of points and turning those into successful plays for the Pandas to succeed.
Yeah.
And as for you,
Great point.
what would you say that Notre Dame is doing best right now? And same with Immaculate Heart. I mean, they're both doing amazing things right now. Very competitive matchup.
I think I've said this 1,000 times, but I'm just going to say it one more time. I think that their roll shots have been excellent throughout the entire game and have worked to their advantage. And, of course, you can't do it every time because it'll be predictable. But when they have done it, it's worked. And so that's something that both teams have in their bag that they can pull out at any time.
Yeah, definitely. As the first set starts, Immaculate Heart serves the ball out of bounds to give Notre Dame Knights the first point. Now number 13 for the Knights, Bella Urena with the serve.
Yeah, like I go to the park to go play basketball over the weekends, and guys are always saying, Dean, what's in your bag? Dean, what is in your bag? And the answer to that question usually is a lot. And that really is what I think, like,
Notre Dame is bringing to the table.
Yeah, I think, like, they have Notre Dame and Immaculate Heart. They both have a lot in their bag. And with that, I mean that they can pull out different things out of that bag and hit teams with things that they didn't even think that they had.
Definitely, like on Notre Dame's side, their height advantage. You would expect their players with their height to not. You'd expect the height just to be the main factor, but along with that, they could jump extremely high and hit the ball down. Great job by Notre Dame there, tipping the ball over as they sub Penn in, and Immaculate Heart subs Bianca Bahares in. But as for Immaculate Heart, they did a great job getting the ball around so quickly. And making a little hiccup or a tough situation given to them by the opponent into a successful play, which they've been doing a lot. Now, a pause in the gameplay. As of right now, it looks to be 3-1 Notre Dame up, getting a good start.
I love looking at the players' faces when the refs are having some miscommunication with the scoreboard, because then they don't know what's going on either, and they're looking and they're leaning over the bench. They're like, "Wait, what happened? What's going on? Why are we playing?"
No, definitely.
Sometimes it messes the momentum up, but I think both teams are just trying to start getting on a roll.
Yeah, and it's all about having fun. Right there, you saw Harper Goldfarb with the serve, and then a hit from Immaculate Heart that is blocked and goes out of bounds. Unlucky ricochet there from the Knights, but a great play from the Pandas.
Yeah, Notre Dame sometimes on those blocks, they jump so high, I thought they cut the lights. I literally cannot see anything. I just see pink.
Yep, most definitely. And there you saw a missed serve from the Pandas as the Knights take over. Now Angela with the serve. A great set behind her as they try to get the hit, but it goes into the net. And Angela with her second serve, 5-2 Knights. The ball is hit, and it is tipped over by Tarnoff. She just kind of tipped it down.
Yeah.
Didn't give it much effort, but she didn't have to, because there was a little no effort that had to go into that. It just went straight down. She was above the net. Now ball hit over again by Angela, 6-2. And trying to save the ball is number 2, Elizabeth Walker, but it goes out on her hit as Angela Corsetti goes for her 5th serve in a row, 7-2. Bianca Bahares has returned majority of these set serves in this first opening of this third set, and the Pandas get their 3rd point of the third set, 7-3.
Pandas is such a cool mascot. Like, don't you agree? Like,
no, it is.
Like,
very
I would love to be like,
fun
I'm a
mascot.
panda. Like,
No, exactly.
I'm a panda.
Exactly.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Now Stephanie checking in, and Elizabeth Walker checking out for the Pandas. Samantha Raffanello with the serve. It's a great serve to the newly checked in Stephanie Elise. And the ball is going to the Knights as the ball is hit out of bounds. Good eye by the Knights. And Sam Raffanello, key player for the Knights. Very good student athlete as the program really pushes for it. Hits the ball over. And Angela Corsetti with the return. And once again, we see key player here, Jennifer Bolden, tip the ball over to get Notre Dame just another point. 10-3 Notre Dame. Sam Raffanello with the serve. The ball flies a little over what she wanted to, and it goes out of bounds. We've seen a little bit of difference in energy. I think the energy's, personally, I feel like it's gone down, but I don't feel the players are. I feel there's players are still motivated.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It may not show externally, but both teams definitely are trying very hard, running around, but it's definitely wearing on a lot of the players here.
Well, this reminds me of the NBA All-Star game. We're in the beginning, Got a lot of fun and games, throwing the ball up, reverse dunk, trying things that they maybe can't do. But then when it gets to the fourth quarter, or in this case, the third set, everything picks up a little bit, gets a little more intense.
Definitely.
And they're a little more in the zone now.
Definitely.
So they're trying to finish it out. That's what Notre Dame's looking to do. So they're a lot more focused than maybe they were in the first, which what a tip right there.
Yeah, that came from number 9 on Immaculate Heart, Mo Roddick. But as you mentioned before, like in the fourth quarter in basketball and in the third set in volleyball, like teams know what to expect, know what works, knows what doesn't work. And as you can see right there, Harper Goldfarb knew what was going to work, went up for the hit, hits the net, and just goes over for the Knights, 11-6.
Yeah.
Number 15, Justine, serving for the Pandas. The ball is hit awkwardly off the soldier for Immaculate
Great
Heart.
saves by both teams.
Definitely.
And
Oh my gosh!
Another save.
A block from Immaculate Heart and a save from Sam Raffanello. And the ball goes over it, and attempted save from Natalie Day.
Jimmy, how many times do I have to say it? The roll shot. It works. It works. It works. And it worked again right there.
Yeah, it was tough to get that one from Immaculate Heart. Not much they could do there.
Watch out now, Jimmy. That ball almost hit you.
12-6 now. Notre Dame's winning. 12-7. Notre Dame's winning. Immaculate Heart takes the ball. Mo Roddick with the serve. Yeah, that roll shot, as we mentioned before, huge in that back and forth rally there. And then the roll shot is what was the make or break. So other than the roll shot, what do you think are some key factors? We talked about the strong hitting. We talked about the roll shot. But defensively,
yeah.
I mean, you can't just be an offensive team and win games. So what are Notre Dame doing so well defensively that keeps them above the opponent on the scoreboard?
Notre Dame, well, I would have to say that they're doing a great job of being there when they need to in terms of blocking and getting that extra foot ahead of the offense. Great pancake right there by Sarah Waters.
Yeah, amazing save by Sarah Waters there.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's just the timing of it all. And it's not that somebody can jump higher than somebody else, but if somebody jumps at a later time, maybe they'll have a better chance to block it.
Definitely. A volley there from Sarah Waters as she just made the save. And a great spot from Immaculate Heart, just dotting it in between ND's defense in a space where no one was.
Yeah, that was a fake set right there, which worked out to their advantage, being able to, and that is.
In an awkward touch from Notre Dame as they miss it, and it goes out of bounds. Immaculate Heart on a roll, 13-11, Notre Dame up as their Immaculate Heart is trailing and has a lot of momentum. You can see the
Pandas
players
eating away at this lead right now.
Definitely. Players are energetic, but they're into it. Look at all serious faces. They're having fun, but it's serious. It's game time.
I mean, they're putting a smile on my face just watching.
It's make or break time this set. 13-12. That ball goes out for Immaculate Heart. Point Notre Dame.
The ref having to dodge the ball in that last play.
Notre Dame subs in
Agile.
Jenny Wilson. And Immaculate Heart subbing in Bianca Bahares. And there's a timeout. Coach's message for Notre Dame right now, as we mentioned before, they talk a lot about family, and they talk about a lot student life and being a student athlete and having a lot of that, trying to balance it, And so a message from Ben Diaz, the head coach, is just that when people think of Notre Dame, that family should be involved, and that sets us apart from a lot of other schools. He said that we prioritize family and love above a lot of other things, where other schools, they do as well, but this is one of the things he wants to promote most, especially in his program, is that it's family first. You know, they do work hard on the volleyball court. They do all these things, but most importantly, that's what it comes down to, the family and the love and the support they have within their team.
Yeah, I would agree that those lessons play not in just volleyball, but just in life, and that's what these schools prepare you for.
Yeah, definitely. As the play starts after the timeout, Notre Dame with the hit, and the block squeezes right between the net and the defenders as it gives Notre Dame another point to raise the lead to 15-12. Returned from Immaculate Heart, and a hit from Elizabeth Walker.
That was a great save there by Sarah Waters.
Oh, and Denny Wilson goes for the hit, but it's blocked by Immaculate Heart, and it stays in. So great job by them.
Heart. Yeah.
We talked about how they could take those hits and turn them into successful plays.
And that just happened.
That's just an example of one of the many times they've done that. Great save by Urena, and another great hit by Tarnoff. Hard to get that one. Great spot. But when it is given and put right into the hands of Immaculate Heart, they can make a huge play out of it. So, great job, both sides of the court there. 16-13.
Yeah.
Angela Crossetti preparing to serve. And it looked like it was going to be a floater right to the central front part of the court, but it doesn't quite make it and hits the net. She had a long serving streak earlier in this game.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she didn't get one there, but she's done great. Immaculate Heart keeping the
dive.
ball up, but isn't able to get the ball over the net. Two great saves there to keep the ball in play, but didn't end up going their way. Now the lead is 17-14.
Let's just take a break now to bring up the homecoming dance, which is this Saturday. So all students who are listening, homecoming dance, once again, this Saturday from 10 to 11 p.m. in the gym at Notre Dame.
Great serve there by Sarah Maffinello. Skids off the net, and a little confusion there for Notre Dame, but they keep the ball up in a big hit from Sarah Waters.
Great save right there by Immaculate Heart.
Notre Dame gets the ball back, and Denny Wilson attempts a big hit, but it's blocked. And another block on Sarah Waters, and Immaculate Heart gets the point. Great job by them. They were prepared for those huge hits. As you can see now,
they're
huge
chomping
hitting.
away at the lead now.
Oh, definitely. 17-15. They want this win. You can see it. You can see it in how they're playing. You can see how they're preparing, and they can anticipate these huge hitters. Sarah Waters with the return, and Denny Wilson with a huge hit. And it's barely in. Great job by Denny. 18-15. As this game is inching closer to an end. I'd love to see Immaculate Heart make a late run here, down by 3. Easily could come back, though. I've no doubt. Number 5 for Notre Dame with the serve. And a big hit from Immaculate Heart, but it is just blocked.
Just a lot of times coaches like to say to work on your strengths, and that is very true. And in this case, what they're doing for Notre Dame is that they're just highlighting their strengths.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That is.
They practice that, and it's translating right now in the game, which in this case is blocking, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Which has been excellent, and it's been doing wonders for them.
We've seen Jennifer Bolden switch out with Denny Wilson and some other taller players for Notre Dame, and she hasn't been in the whole game, yet she has some pretty good stats right now. She has one huge hit she had in the first set and 3 or 4 blocks that have just been crucial to Notre Dame getting their points. A great tip from the Pandas there. Number 9, Mo Roddick with the tip over
they're just
Notre Dame defenders.
They're just bringing Jennifer back into this season and not trying to rush anything, and give her too many minutes starting off with, but she'll definitely be back to getting her average minutes in no time.
Definitely. Sam Raffanello with the return. And a big hit from Harper Goldfarb.
And that's why she's committed.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why she's committed.
Why she's committed. Bringing the lead. Now the lead is 4. Notre Dame 21, Immaculate Heart 17. And there's a timeout going for the Pandas.
Yeah, when you play like that, there's no way that colleges cannot be saying, hey, what's your number? Hey, can you come visit? Hey, I want to accept you early. When you're doing that stuff and you're doing it consistently, I just don't see how that could not be in your future.
Yeah, definitely. She's in her senior year, one of the many commits Notre Dame has, and one of 3 seniors on this team. And crucial part to this offense, and crucial part leadership-wise. You know, you see this, and you see the energy she brings and the energy all the players bring and all the positivity, and that's what the coaches strive and the athletic department strives for. But, I mean, often you don't see it within teams, and you can obviously see it tonight, even with the love, with all this breast cancer awareness and their support for their cause. Right now we have Alasia Urena preparing to serve. It's a floater to the middle of the court. An Immaculate Heart with the hit, and it looks like it is in.
That goes in the side. Accuracy on point right there by Immaculate Heart. Because that was definitely a close call.
Yeah, now number 11, Natalie Day coming out, and Bianca Johnson coming in for the Pandas. Katie McGonigal with the great serve, and a huge hit from Bella Urena. She's been continuous with her huge hits. Continuous. They have 4 or 5 huge hitters, and it's hard to contain them because they're on all sides of the court.
Yeah.
So I hope to see another finish like they did after the second set with Sarah Waters just nailing that ball down.
Uh-huh.
And an attempted save from Harper Goldfarb, but not able to keep it in play. So Notre Dame remains at 20, and Immaculate Heart advances to 19. Right now, Jackie Torres with the serve. And a set to Denny, and she tips it over. Great save by Immaculate Heart, but it gets right back to Denny with the tap down.
That ball could have been anywhere, but it happened to land in Denny's hands, and that happened to work out for Notre Dame right there.
Mm-hmm. Along with her several and very hard hits, she's a great blocker as well. Always has her eye on the ball, always aware of what's going on.
Yeah, Notre Dame's looking to finish this.
And there is a violation on Notre Dame's side, 23-20, as Notre Dame's trying to inch out this game and finish the game in the third set, but Immaculate Heart's not going away. Down by 3, and they hit it into the net. That was a crucial point they could have had to help them win this third set, but they don't get it. And Sam Raffanello goes onto the court, preparing to serve game point for the Knights, 24-20. Let's see how this turns out. Great serve, and Bianca Bahar is not able to reel the ball in, but a great job on both sides of the court from the Knights and the Pandas. Amazing game, very competitive, a lot of sportsmanship, a lot of smiles, a lot of laughs, and most importantly, the love and support for the great cause that Notre Dame's supporting.
Yeah, this cause, breast cancer, affects everyone. It affects everyone in this building because somebody knows somebody who is going through some things. And I think that if there was any other cause, like I think this is just like the best cause that you could do.
Definitely.
And
It brings the whole team together.
it really, I think everyone just does an excellent job of just showing their support and their love today.
As for the game, both sides did very well. Very happy to see both sides. And we really appreciate all of you tuning in tonight, what's going and supporting us and supporting the cause that Notre Dame that the Notre Dame Knights are supporting. Please be sure to go to ndhs.org and donate to us and tune in to Friday's game. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
And I'm Dean Osborne.
Thank you so much.